Good evening, everybody. From Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, we bid you welcome to Reds baseball. The Reds and the St. Louis Cardinals meeting in the second of three, and the Reds are hoping to even things up in this series after the Cardinals took a 10-1 victory last night in a game shortened to rain by 6.5 innings. Two right-handers will be on the mound at game's beginning. Mike Lacoste for Cincinnati, Silvio Martinez for the Cardinals. And we'll be back to take a look at the starting lineups in just a moment. If you're ready now, the starting lineups for the St. Louis Cardinals, leading off at shortstop, Gary Templeton. Leon Durham will play right field and bat second. Keith Hernandez will hit third and be at first base. Hitting fourth and catching, Ted Simmons. George Hendrick will bat fifth and play center field. Hitting number 6 in left field, Terry Kennedy. Kenny Reitz will bat seventh and play third base. Hitting eighth at second, Ken Oberkfell. And batting ninth, the Cardinal pitcher, right-hander Silvio Martinez. Again for St. Louis is Templeton at shortstop, Durham in right field, and Hernandez at first base. Simmons catching, Hendrick in center field, Kennedy in left field. With Reitz at third, Oberkfell at second, and Martinez pitching. For the Reds, to lead it off, Dave Collins in center field. Right fielder Ken Griffey will bat second. Ray Knight will hit third. He'll play third base. Batting fourth in left field, George Foster. Danny Dreesen will hit fifth and play first base. Batting sixth and catching, Joe Nolan. Dave Concepcion will be batting seventh at shortstop. Hitting eighth, second baseman Ron Oster. And batting ninth, the Reds pitcher, right-hander Mike Lacoste. Once more for the Reds, it's Collins in center field, Griffey in right field, and Knight at third base. Foster in left, Dreesen at first base, Nolan catching. On the bottom third again, we'll have Concepcion at shortstop, Oster at second, and Lacoste on the mound. Dave Collins, who has been swinging a hot bat for the Reds. He's 2 points shy of 300 on the strength of having hit safely in 9 out of his last 10 games, batting .395. Collins drove in the only Cincinnati run last night with a third-inning double after Ronnie Oster had singled and Joe Price had bunted him to second. Martinez checks in with Ted Simmons and comes to Dave Collins. And Collins takes a fastball up. Reds have won only 2 of the first 7 against this Cardinals club. Here's a swing and a drive hit back into right center field. Leon Durham looking up off the top of the wall, and that's going to be a home run. The ball hit something behind the fence and then bounced back onto the field of play, and plate umpire Billy Williams signaled a home run. Dave Collins touches them all with a leadoff homer, and the Reds lead 1-0.
It looked like the ball hit on the top of the fence and hit the facing of the blue seats out there, and as you said, came back out on the field. But, wow.
That's the third home run hit this season by Dave Collins, and I'll tell you one thing, he hit that ball a ton. So the Reds get a run quick on a leadoff home run. Here's Ken Griffey, and he takes a pitch high for a ball. Griffey downstairs, 2-0 for Martinez. Kenny batting .296. He's homered 8 times and has driven in 63 runs. Martinez needs a strike. Griffey swings, grounds one hard. Diving stop by Oberkfell. Gets up, throws, not in time. Infield single by Ken Griffey as Oberkfell dove off to his right to make a good stop on the ball, but by the time he straightened up and threw, Griffey easily beat it to Keith Hernandez. So the Reds are 2 for 2, a home run by Collins, an infield hit by Griffey, and the batter third baseman Ray Knight. Manager John McNamara making the little switch in the Reds batting order tonight, moving Griffey from third to second and Knight from second to third. Here's a bouncing ball back to the mound. Martinez throws to Templeton, and quick throwing to Hernandez. Knight hits into a 1-6-3 double play as Griffey and Templeton go down on a heap out at second base. Kenny trying to take Templeton out on the play and avoiding the double play, but Templeton, who has a good quick release, and really Martinez had to wait on Templeton to get to the bag. And Gary's belated move to the bag at second pretty much cost him to pay for his efforts as Griffey took him out, but they still get the double play. With 2 out on the run in, here's George Foster. Foster with 17 homers, 64 RBIs, and a .258 batting average. Looks at a strike. For the Cardinals defensively, Hernandez at first, Oberkfell at second, Templeton at short, Reitz at third. Outfield of Kennedy, Hendrick, and Durham from left to right, and Simmons catching. strike 2 call. Foster quickly behind at 0-2. On deck, Danny Dreesen, the pitch, way outside. Tomorrow night, we'll wrap things up with the Cardinals here at Riverfront as Tom Seaver opposes left-hander Bob Sykes. That'll be an 8:05 start, and then the Reds will have an off day on Thursday. Martinez sights assigned, and the 1-2 to Foster. Check swing. It's just high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Foster waiting at the plate against the deep Cardinal outfield. And low and away, ball 3. So Martinez got the first 2 pitches in for strikes and has missed with the last 3 to run the string out. Win for the Reds tonight would again put them 10 over the 500 mark. Here's a 3-2. Foster checking, and that's ball 4. So Silvio Martinez loses Foster and will now have to pitch to Danny Dreesen with a runner on and 2 out. Danny hitting .274. He's homered 12 times, once off Cardinals pitching, and has driven in 60 runs on the year. Foster taking the short lead at first as Martinez comes to the belt, and the pitch to Dreesen swung on and grounded to first. Speared by Hernandez. He steps on the bag, and that ends the inning. For the Reds, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. And after 1 complete, the Reds lead the Cardinals 1-0.
Martinez delivers an off-speed pitch that drops in for a called strike, and quickly the count 0-2 to Nolan. Martinez has assigned the 0-2. Change-up low and inside. A ball, 2 strikes. One, 2 on the way. Nolan takes outside a fastball. 2-2. Well, they said the Pirates scored 2 in the first, but the Astros come back at the bottom half the first and pick up 3. Nolan swings, hits one deep down the right field line. Fair ball, and it's Abaya. Dropping into the second row of green seats. Joe Nolan, his 3rd home run of the year, and it's a tie ball game. Joe getting out in front and dropping it into the second row of green seats along the right field line, and we've tied it up 2-2. That's the 5th hit of the game for the Reds off Martinez. Both runs have been home runs, Collins and now Nolan. And here's Dave Concepcion. Martinez delivers outside a ball. Davey lined a single to left center field in the 2nd inning. Martinez back to the plate, swung on, and that's fouled back and over our head. Now it evens 1-1. Outfield straightaway as Martinez delivers the 1-1. That's strike 2 called. The knees on the outside edge. 1-2. Ron Oster on deck. A wind to pitch. Swung on, line down the right field line. If that's fair, it's trouble and a fair ball. Durham playing it down to the corner. Davey into second easily with a double, his 20th of the year. Dave Concepcion shoots one down the right field line. He's at second base, and the batter is Ron Oster. Concepcion 2 for 2 tonight. Hit number 6 for the Reds. Ron Oster, the batter. Oster bounced to Hernandez at second on the hit and run in the 2nd inning. Ron hitting .309. Martinez works. Oster takes low and inside the ball. 3rd inning, the Montreal Expos score a run, and they lead the Dodgers 1-0 after 3. That game being played at Olympic Stadium in Montreal. A 1-0 to Oster. Ron checks his swing and a strike called. 1-1. Ball a strike to Oster with Concepcion at second and 1 out. Pitch on the way, and Ron swings on a breaking ball in. Doesn't get it. 1-2. Martinez looks to Simmons. Ted flashes a sign, the stretch. And the pitch. Swung on, fly ball, center field. George Hendricks moving toward left center is there waiting and has it 2 away, and Mike Lacoste the batter. Mike hit one hard to Hendricks in center field to end the second inning. Dave Concepcion at second. Dave with a 1-out double after the home run by Joe Nolan to tie it up. He's still at second base as Martinez gets ready to work to Mike Lacoste and now steps back off the pitching rubber. Silvio wants another sign from Ted Simmons. Now the stretch. And the pitch. Lacoste swings and a foul tip out of the mid of Ted Simmons. 0-1. Well, Jack Billingham stopped by the stadium last night. Didn't get to see Jack, but according to Bernie Stowe, Jack's on a kind of a tour of the United States with Jolene, his wife, and 2 sons and a daughter, or a son and a daughter, I should say. Martinez bluffs back to second, does not throw the ball. Cactus Jack, what a guy he was. The stretch, and now Martinez steps back off the pitching rubber. And every time you think of Billingham, you think of that double with the bases loaded to center field. I'll never forget it. Pitch swung on, and that's fouled out of play off to the right. No, I don't think it was the last day of the season, but it seemed like it. On 2 the count to Mike Lacoste. Concepcion at second leads. Lacoste at the plate in the stretch by Martinez. The pitch. Mike takes it high. A ball, 2 strikes. Score tied 2-2. Joe Nolan's 3rd home run of the year ties it up in the top of the in this inning. Lacoste checks, and that's ball 2 high. 2-2. Cardinals winning last night 10-1 in the rain-shortened game. Bob Force getting the win, his 9th of the year. Martinez has the sign. And the 2-2 to Lacoste. That's ball 3, high and inside. So after being 0-2 to Mike Lacoste, Martinez has now run the count full. Get him on and give Dave Collins a chance. Dave 2 for 2 tonight. Home run, a single, and a stolen base. The payoff. Swung on, fouled out of play to the right side, back into the seats. Brenneman, you want to go with me in the morning? Want to go with me to the Don Duffers in the morning? We're going to tee him up at 6. Dayton Country Club, Lou M. And thank you. Again, the 3-2 to Lacoste. Mike swings, lines it to center field, a base hit. Concepcion to score easily, and the Reds lead at 3-2. Mike Lacoste hits a rope to center field, and Dave Concepcion scores, and the Reds lead at 3-2. For Lacoste, his first RBI of the year, and that's his 4th hit of the year. Who wants the DH?
Well, the Reds are coming to bat for what they hope will will be the final time tonight. Jim Cott opposing Foster, Dreesen, and Nolan in the home 8th inning. Cott in the 7th allowed a one-out bunch single to Dave Collins, but then got Griffey to hit into a force play and ended the inning with a strikeout swinging against Ray Knight. Foster 0 for 2 with a walk, has bounced out and popped up. Right now, as things stand, Mike Lacoste stands to be the winning pitcher and also would be credited with the game-winning RBI. His two-out single in the 4th inning broke the tie after Joe Nolan had knotted the score with his 3rd home run. Here's Foster, and here's Cott, swinging a foul back. Right-hander John Urea gets up for the 3rd time tonight in the Cardinal bullpen. Top of the 8th inning, Montreal 1, Dodgers nothing. The 0-1 pitch, taken outside by George. Foster takes a pitch up high, 2-1. Cott not quite the rapid worker that he has been in past years. Well, when he was with the Philadelphia Phillies, you, for the most part, had a very quick ball game. Checks in with Simmons and delivers. Foster takes it high again. Ball 3, 3-1. Cott now the only active player in the major leagues whose career has spanned 4 decades, the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Here is a flare hit into shallow right, going out Obertfell, coming in Durham. It falls for a hit, and it bounces over the head of Leon Durham. Foster to second, Foster to third, 3-base hit to begin the 8th inning. George just dumping one into shallow right field, and Leon Durham committing the unpardonable error of coming in too strong on the ball and having it bounce one big time and go over his head. And Foster gets his second 3-base hit of the year. So that forces the Cardinal infield in, and the batter, Danny Dreesen. Danny swings and misses. Dreesen is 0 for 2 with a walk. Reds now are in double figures hit-wise with 10. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cott stretches and pitches. Dreesen swings and misses, and Danny was spinning on the pitch. Looks like John Littlefield, a right-hander, joins John Urea. Foster down the line from third. Be a big run if the Reds could get him home before the Cardinals bat in the 9th. Crowds him with a fastball, 2-2. Cardinal infield pulled in all the way around, and Dreesen looks at it low and outside, and the count is full. Joe Nolan coming up next. Cott readies himself and pitches. Danny swings, ground ball, first base. Got away from Keith Hernandez. And Foster comes in to make it 4-2. That'll be an error charged to Hernandez. And Foster is in with an insurance run. That'll be an error on Hernandez, and a run batted in for Danny Dreesen, his 61st of the year. Joe Nolan has grounded out, hit a home run, and laid down a sacrifice. He bunts again first base side. Hernandez will go to second, and there's Templeton waiting to take the throw and get the force out on Dreesen. Now, that'll be a fielder's choice for Joe with 1 out in the inning and a run home, and a batter, Dave Concepcion. Davey's looking for his 4th hit. Tomorrow night's a big night here at the stadium. Cost cutter night with the Reds. $10,000 in groceries to be given away. More than 200 prizes in all. A 3-minute Kroger shopping spree. The grand prize. And hot dogs just 25 cents at stadium concession stands. Ought to be a big evening. Davey a single, doubled and scored, and had an infield hit. He fouls it off. Count on the mound, straightens up and throws, and the breaking pitch is down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Scheduled to bat in the 9th inning for the Cardinals, Kenny Reitz, Ken Oberkfell, and a pinch hitter for Jim Cott. There's a high change for a ball, 2-1. Davey looks down to Russ Nixon, now steps back into the batter's box. Pitch, going inside, ball 3. 3-1. Ted Simmons sending out the sign, and the left-hander Cott. He sends in the pitch. Davey grounds foul off third, full count. Well, the way things are going in Houston and the way things are going here in Cincinnati, the Reds will at least be able to keep pace with Houston and remain a game back, as that team leads the Pirates by a run in the 7th inning. And the Dodgers trailing in the 8th, 1-0 in quite a pitching duel involving Charlie Lee and Bert Hooton up in Montreal. Stretch in the payoff pitch. Davey grounds to first. Hernandez goes to Templeton. Return throw to Hernandez. Double play. 3-6-3 to end the 8th inning. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error. And at the end of 8, the Reds 4, the Cardinals 2. Doug Bear goes back to the mound as we move to the top half of the 9th inning. The Reds now leading by a pair, and it'll be the bottom third of the order for Whitey Herzog's Cardinals. Kenny Reitz 0 for 3, has struck out and flied to left twice, once foul. Montreal has made a pitching change in the 8th inning. Elias Sosa relieving Charlie Lee, so the Dodgers must be stirring something up. While the Cubs and the Braves are into extra innings, Chicago shut off in the 10th inning. After 9.5, it's still tied up at 4-4. Reitz, Oberkfell, and the Cardinals pinch hitter look to the St. Louis dugout and see Dane Orge with a bat in his hand. And Tommy Hume has been dispatched to the Reds bullpen to start getting ready. Bear can get his 6th save of the year. He delivers to Reitz, and the fastball is in at the letter strike call. Strike 2 call. Breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. No balls and 2 strikes. Doug Bear with Ken Reitz. Bear with a motion and a pitch, and Reitz strikes out swinging. With an off-speed pitch away. And here's Ken Oberkfell with a single, a ground ball to second, and a fly ball to center. Oberkfell hitting .285. Left-handed batter waiting, and the pitch is swung on and fouled into the mid of Joe Nolan. Ray Knight about even with a bag at third and on the dirt. Oberkfell swings and misses. Doug Bear throwing absolute bullseyes here in the 9th inning. He struck out Reitz on 3 pitches, and he's ahead 0-2 on Oberkfell. Right-hander winds, kicks, and throws, and a swing and a foul back. John Littlefield throwing in the Cardinals bullpen just in the event his club can tie it up and send it to a last half of the ninth inning. They're checking with Nolan. And bringing it. Just high for a ball. First pitch out of the strike zone he's thrown in the ninth. Obergefell backs away from the plate. So Dane Orge will pinch hit for Jim Cott. Here's a 1-2 pitch. In the dirt and bouncing away from the Cincinnati catcher. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Break-even pitch. Swung on and line foul past third. That's down into the seats alongside the Cardinal bullpen. Tomorrow night, 8:05, Bobby Sykes, a left-hander, Tom Seaver, a right-hander, the starters for the Cardinals and the Reds, respectively. Cost-cutter night, final game of the series. Obergefell sends a fly ball deep down the right field line, but that's going to be foul. Holding at 2 balls, 2 strikes. In the ninth inning, 1 out. Reach is struck out. They're trying to nail it down for Mike Lacasse. Line drive, center field. Geronimo makes the catch. 2 out. So Dane Orge will try to keep the Cardinals alive. Orge, a left-handed batter, carries an average of .276 with 3 home runs and 22 RBIs. Is 6 for 28 in pinch hit situations and has driven in 5 runs. Bases empty for the Cardinals. Tommy Hume, nevertheless, continues to stay loose, as does Littlefield. 32,751 here tonight. 32,751. Orge takes it low and inside for a ball. Two men out, nobody on. Orge batting for Jim Cott, ahead of ball, no strikes. Fastball inside, 2-0. Dane was hitting off the batting tee in the cage underneath the stands before the game tonight. Bear needs a strike and gets it on the inside edge. 2 balls and a strike. Gary Templeton on deck as Joe Nolan now calls time. He's going to go out to the mound and talk with Bear. Meeting still going on as Billy Williams, the plate umpire, chats with Dane Orge. Gary Templeton on deck. Meeting breaking off, and Reds catcher comes on back to the plate. There comes back. Bouncing ball past third. There's Concepcion. Knocked it down. Will not have a play. That ball might have gotten caught up in the lights. Davey actually reached up in front of his face somewhat defensively to play the ball, and it popped out of his glove, so Orge is on with an infield hit. As we pause for station identification on the Cincinnati Reds Baseball Network. Gary has gone 0 for 4 in the game. Infield single by Dane Orge with 2 out, and the Cardinals continue to bat. Templeton swings and misses on a pitch low and inside, strike 2. Like to see Doug get this guy and ring up a save for himself and a win for the ball club. Pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out with a fastball, and this one belongs to the Reds. Fine relief pitching by Doug Bear. And for the Cardinals in the ninth inning, no runs, a hit with 1 left. The Reds win it. Final score 4-2. We'll be back in just a moment. It did not take the Reds long at all to get on the board tonight. After Mike Lacoste retired the Cardinals in 1-2-3 fashion in the top of the first inning, Dave Collins led off with a home run to right center, his third of the year. The Reds were out in front by a score of 1-0. It stayed that way until the third, when the Cardinals took their only lead of the night. Ken Oberkfell led off with a single. Silvio Martinez fouled a strike 2 pitch trying to bunt to go down swinging. Gary Templeton then grounded up the middle, and they got the force play on Oberkfell at second, but Templeton stole second base. Leon Durham drew a walk, as did Keith Hernandez, and Ted Simmons hit a ground ball to the right side, and Ronnie Oster made a great diving stop. His throw, however, to Lacoste at first base got through, and 2 runs scored, Templeton and Durham. Simmons got credited with a 2-run single, and St. Louis led by 1. The Reds came back in the bottom of the fourth inning to go out in front to stay. First, with 1 out, Joe Nolan homered to right field, his third of the year, to tie the game up at 2-2. Dave Concepcion, who had a 3-hit night, as did Dave Collins, doubled into the right field corner, and after Ronnie Oster had flied to center, Mike Lacoste took matters into his own hands by lining a 3-2 pitch up the middle for a single, scoring Concepcion to send the Reds out in front to stay. The Reds rounded out the scoring in the 8th inning when Foster tripled a flare into shallow right field that took 1 bounce over the head of outfielder Leon Durham. Danny Dreesen then hit a hard ground ball that Keith Hernandez erred at first base, with Foster coming in to give the Reds their 4th and final run of the night. By the way, we've had a scoring change in the game. Dreesen originally had been credited with a run batted in. That RBI has been taken away, so it will affect the pitching line on Jim Cott, who went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, had a strikeout, and allowed a run, but that run now is unearned. The relief pitching of Doug Bear, of course, after Mike Lacoste gave the Reds 7 strong innings, was outstanding. Bear got him out in order in the 8th inning, retiring Simmons, Hendrick, and Kennedy. In the 9th inning, he struck out Kenny Reitz, got Oberkfell on a line drive to Geronimo in center. Dane Orge then reached the Reds right-hander for an infield hit to shortstop, but Doug ended the game getting Gary Templeton on a strikeout swinging, and that's no easy task for any pitcher. The Reds had 4 runs, 10 hits, no errors, and left 6. The Cardinals had 2 runs, 8 hits, committed 2 errors, stranding 8. Lacoste 7-9, besting Martinez 4-7, and Doug Bear gets his 6th save of the season. Final game of this series coming up at 8:05 tomorrow night. As we mentioned earlier, it's going to be cost cutter night. A lot of fun things are going to be going on here at the stadium. We hope you're planning to be on hand. As the Cardinals send a left-hander to the post, Bob Sykes, the Reds will counter with right-hander Tom Seaver. We'll be on the air with the pregame shows on most of these same stations beginning at 7:35 Cincinnati time. Again, the final score tonight in a game that took 2 hours and 24 minutes to play before a crowd of 32,751. The Reds 4 and the Cardinals 2.